What's going on there, my Fresh Start family? How's it going? I hope everybody's weekend was doable. I know the weather was good, but due to the situations, sometimes we might not have been able to enjoy it the most. So I hope everybody's weekend was good. And welcome back to Train Your Brain with Derek Kaiser and stuff. You know how we do between the first shows. We only start this show only one way. And that's with positive energy because that's all what Fresh Start represent. We represent positive energy down here. So if any of you guys are feeling a little negative energy inside your system right now, focus on this positive energy. And remember, if you also ever have a problem, all you got to do is just ask. There's help out here. But before we start the show, I want to make sure that everybody's into us with positive energy. So I want you guys to remember how we do this. For all the newcomers, what we do is a little mindfulness. We'll inhale positive through your nose, exhale negative through your mouth. Inhale positive through your nose, exhale negative through your mouth. And we're going to do that for a minute, and I want you guys to focus on this and just sit back and get into your thoughts and try to release all that negative energy due to the situations of what's going on today. We all experience a lot of anxiety. Our nerves is on blast. So hopefully we can get a chance to relax right now. Ready? Inhale positive. Exhale negative. All right. I hope everybody feels a little bit better. You know, all that stress that was going on with you is just released a little bit. Get a chance. Sometimes just to sit back for a minute and get into your thoughts and try to deregulate all the stressful events that's been going on and happening. It helps out a lot. So I would like to start the show off like that every week, so you guys can feel all that positive energy because I will never, ever have no more negative energy surrounding me. So. For those that don't know me, my name is Derek Kaiser. I'm a CEO of Fresh Start. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and what we do is we promote mental health within the criminal justice system and the educational system. We believe here at Fresh Start, if you give the individuals the tools and the resources and the skills to be able to deal with their daily functions in a constructive, productive ways, we wouldn't have all the problems that we have. So we created diversion intervention programs that's develop in school systems. We could be able to try to prevent kids from joining gangs or doing drugs or just promoting mental health awareness, letting them know that you do have help here and it's okay to to feel this way, because a lot of people do feel this way. So we do a lot within the community. We just try to do the best we can in the name of services. So those that don't know my personal story, not only I'm the founder of Fresh Start, but I'm also the co-founder of the first gang out here in Worcester, Massachusetts. In 1996, I found myself incarcerated. I read a book called Happy Jack Burbage about this Italian mafia man that gave his life to God. And I got on my knees after reading that book, and I prayed to God. I asked him if he'd get me out of this situation. I promised, to change my life around, And 24 years later, I kept my promise and God kept his promise, and here I am. Between my trials and tribulations, I ended up accomplishing a lot of accolades. I worked in a lot of different fields, the school systems, DYS, DCF systems. I did in-home therapy. I accumulated my licensed mental health counselor. I got my license to be a mental health counselor. So for the past 10 years, I've just been dealing with counseling individuals in troubled times. So that's what we're just trying to promote, and that's what we're just trying to hear and push about what train your brain is all about. Give you guys the skills and the resources to be able to better help your situation, whatever that is. So, I just want to let you guys know that it's alright and it's okay to feel a certain way. But I hope everybody enjoyed the day out. On the weekends it was a serious day. It was beautiful Saturday. But unfortunately, some individuals didn't wake up that day, and that's the sad thing about it. So I just want to remember that. I always ask people, name one positive thing that happened to you today. Just sit there and think about it. Name one thing positive that happened to you today. And if you don't know one thing that positive that happened, is that you woke up. If you're seeing this right now, and that's the first thing, you woke up. No matter what's your external or your internal situation is, you woke up, and that's a positive thing. So always remember that. Some people don't even wake up. Some people don't even wake up to a bed. Some people don't even wake up to food or a house. Some people wake up every day without nobody telling them that they love them. You know what I mean? So understand that. Be fortunate and understand that a lot of people got it worse than you, and be fortunate in what you got, and think about positive and positive energy and how you can see positivity onto others. So remember that you woke up today. Think positive. Every day is a different day, and be ready for it. So, but this corona stuff is a mess, man. It's been involving my life in many different ways and changing me in a whole lot of ways. I try to stay consistent. I try to keep my structure, but external things that be happening, sometimes interfere with that. You know what I mean? And dealing with my kids and nieces and nephews and everybody else is just a whole lot of other drama, with it too. So it's just, being in the house and going through it, is something rough, and it's not normal to us. So I just want y'all to know, if you're feeling a certain way, it's okay to feel that way. A lot of this stuff is new to everybody, and it's just not new to you. So if you're feeling anxious, or if you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling like you're going to hurt somebody or hurt yourself, just let them know that it's okay to come out and reach out to talk to somebody. Reach out for some help. Get the help that's necessary for you. This corona's off the hook, but the corona sometimes show people's true colors too. You know what I'm saying? If you could deal with them in the house, and you think that that you were able to deal with them all the time, but now sitting in the house with them every day after every day after every day, if you can be able to get through that with them, that's a beautiful relationship, because it's definitely struggling. You know what I mean? Especially with the kids, with your peer, your partner, your wife, your husband, your work, the comrades. And I just want to give a big shout out again to them essential workers. Them essential workers are the key why we're living, and why we're able to continue to do the things that we're doing, is because of you essential workers. And I got nothing but admiration for you guys. I appreciate you guys. Every day you guys are putting your life on the line, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate you. And thank you every day. May God, continue to watch over you. Maybe you continue to do the things that you're able to do, and don't forget your own self-care, because you got to make sure you're right with yourself, because if you're not right with yourself, you won't be able to help the people like that you need to help them. So just stay focused on what's going on in the environment. Just make sure that you're okay, and that you find the ways to reduce your stresses and deal with your emotions. And I know a lot of trauma, I know a lot of grief, and I know a lot of things that's been going on with individuals, when it comes to this. So, just be prepared, prepare yourself to deal with it, because it's going to continue to come. It's not going nowhere. I'm listening to Donald Trump talking about, and this ain't nowhere near political, but how he wants them to open it up. But he wants these places to open it up, and they didn't even reach the guidelines. And them guidelines are just as little as it is, that got to do such and such to be able to open it up. But these businesses are opening up that don't even have masses, that's uneducated, you know what I mean? And they're putting people's lives at risk. Worcester went, nationwide on the media because, our corona thing here in Worcester, you know what I mean? So it's serious, and we got to make sure that we protect each other, because we're all human beings, and we're all in this together, no matter what, red, blue, black or white. We all got to get through this together, because we're going to need each other. So we got to put all our prejudices, biases, whatever it is to the side, and let's be able to start working on the things that we agree upon. And what we agree upon is the health of individuals, out here, and I just want to let you guys know that we are not immortal. Eventually, we're all going to get old one day. So when I hear people talking about let's just going out because it's not going to happen to me, I'm okay, I'm young and I'm healthy. But remember, you're going to get old one day. So what you're doing now, would you like to be done with you? And that's a fortunate thing if you get to make it to get old one day. You know what I mean? And just remember that. So recognize your behavior and recognize that your actions not only affect you, they affect the people that you love. Imagine if you're giving corona to someone that you love and then they die from it. That's something you can never get back. So make sure you take the right precautions. You still gotta live. We gotta live our day. This is gonna be around us for a long time, so don't live in fear. But just do the 4 P's. Nancy Pelosi. Gotta get a little. Preparation prevents poor performance. Remember that, guys. Preparation prevents poor performances. So wash your hands. Take the necessary precautions to be able to do things, And I can go into it all days and stuff like that, guys, but I'm going to let you know what Train the Brain is here for. Train the Brain is, I'm going to let you know the goals here. First, we want to promote mental health and awareness. We want to let you guys know that it's okay. We all got issues. We all got problems. We all got things that affect us in a negative way. And this is what we call the book for the clinicians. All these disorders and all these diagnoses is all right up in here. We all have certain ways to be able to deal with this. So we all got some issues that's in these books. So we all got to deal with the strategies, get the strategies and the tools and the resources to be able to help us. Remember, I'm open. I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. You know what I mean? Over through my life, I experienced a lot of trauma. I seen a lot of things and did a lot of things that I wasn't happy about or I shouldn't have seen. And it had a severe effect on me where I was acting out, doing behaviors that I shouldn't have been doing. I didn't care. I was running reckless, doing drugs and, hurting people where I shouldn't be hurting. So make sure you focus on that and recognize that what affect you today, later on can affect you worse tomorrow. So if you see somebody going through anxiety that's depressed, or if you see one of your kids that's really sad and stuff, recognize that. It's okay to ask for help. You know what I mean? It's okay to say, hey, Derek, I need some help. Do you got someone to refer me to? And then I can be able to refer you to. Or just sit up here and I can be able to explain certain things and give you the tools to be able to go over with, So just recognize what's going on and promote mental health. I want to be able to give you guys the tools and the strategies and the resources to be able to deal with them issues. I also want to increase the knowledges of the services that's available here in Worcester County. You got a lot of people that's willing to help you out here. A lot of people that's willing to make some changes, to help you with the changes that you need for your life and to assist you through this pandemic. So you got to understand that. And I want to let you guys know that it's okay to not understand where the help is coming from, who's delivering this help, A lot of people don't even know how to navigate these systems. Some people don't even have insurance. Some people don't even have food, Some people don't even know who to call to get this or get that, So we're here to help you through that aspect of things, We want to be able to break the barriers of mistrust between the city officials, community, law enforcement, etc. Let them know that they have programs and they have things to be able to assist you in your life. And just because you feel them as the enemy or people from the other side or people that's not caring, a lot of that's not true. We all have bad individuals in our own situations. You have bad teachers, you have bad mothers, you have bad fathers, you have bad police officers, you have bad a little bit of bad of everything. You know what I mean? But you also have 90% that is good, and they're willing to be out here to help. So we got to break that barrier of mistrust and let you know that it's okay to accept the help from these individuals. And then I want to be able to let you know all these agencies that you're familiar with, we will help you navigate through this system, like co-signing certain things that we're doing out here. So if any of you guys need some help, don't be afraid to, to call us up and, just ask us for some help, and we also want to create a platform for the essential workers. That's why every week we're giving out that reward, them sweaters to let you know we appreciate you, essential workers. So if you got that essential worker that you want to nominate that goes out of his way to make sure we get the things that we need, that provides the services that is that's helping the community, then you go right at it. You know what I mean? Bring them in, put them on our email us or email message us up at Fresh Start. Fresh Start 508. We want to create a platform for our essential workers to say it's okay to call me. I can get you the help that you need. I can get you for your self care. I know you guys are experiencing seeing a lot of trauma and going through some other things. So, just letting you know that we're here for you. And hopefully, for all you guys with essential workers, we want to be able to nominate and give them a Fresh Start sweater, Fresh Start hoodie. We got all different colors too. And we need you guys' help to be able to keep supporting these individuals, essential workers. So go to freshstart508.org. Make sure you go down there and help. Give $1 a month, $5 a month, give $10 a month, anything that you can. We're over here trying to make it happen, and we need your help to continue to do what we're doing. So if you're able to help, even if you wanted to volunteer when things get right, I can be able to assist you to help other agencies or to help other people with volunteering. So anything that I could do for you, don't be afraid to ask, for the help and stuff like that. And if you got any financial assistance or, physical assistance that you're willing to help to us, come on down and give it to us. You know what I mean? We're here at Fresh Start, on 19 on Austin Street, and we're just trying to do what we can do. So next, we're going to end up going to a commercial, but I want you guys to stick around after the commercial. We're going to go over anxiety again. Last Friday, I was telling you what the disorders were. There was 8 different disorders. I'm going to go over it real quick with you, and then I'm going to go over situations that you need to recognize. If a person has anxiety, I explained the difference of stress and anxiety. There's completely difference. Anxiety could end up having you in a serious situation, in a negative situation where you don't want to find yourself. So you got to realize that it's a whole completely different. So make sure you tune back in. Make sure for me to take you through a journey about my life and the problems these young males go through, and then let Fresh Start show you the solutions to their issues. I'm here for the UPS program. That's Fresh Start. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First off, I want to say thank you for welcoming me in. Giving opportunity to talk to you about what I have available. Just a little bit of background on myself. Born and raised in Worcester. Came from a global family. You see my brothers and sisters, my mom and everyone out there with me. I had a father that was Hispanic, working around with you. Never met. So here I am today. I had my own struggles. I had an opportunity. It really wasn't an opportunity, but I started college, didn't have a lot of money. I went to my grandmother, I said, here's my first bill. She gave it back to me with a newspaper clipping that said UPS will pay for college. She wrote grandmother boom. Here I went to UPS.
I want to thank UPS and Jody and all the rest that they do. we back again. Represent that 508. You know what I mean? That war town. You know, let y'all know what's going on out here. Y'all need to become a Fresh Start member. Go on that website. Make sure you get that hoodie. Make sure you donate that money. You know, and to those that just coming on, the late viewers, my name is Derek Kaiser, the CEO and founder of Fresh Start. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. You know, I promote mental health in the criminal justice and educational systems. I believe that if you give the individuals the tools and the skills and the resources to be able to get through everyday lives, then I think people will be more constructive and more productive, and less harm goes around. So that's what we do. I'm also, you know, a former co-founder and leader of the first gang out here in Worcester, Massachusetts. I found myself incarcerated in 1996. I gave myself to God, made him promise that I will be right. 24 years later, God kept his promise and I kept my promise. So that's who I am, those who are familiar with me. But now we're going to touch into anxiety, because anxiety is what I experience every day. But I fought my fears by me just coming on and doing this show. You know what I mean? That's a big time fear. You know, I still get nervous. I be back here breathing serious as bug too, you know. Sometimes, so we all have different ways of dealing with anxiety, but I wanted to make sure that people really knew what anxiety is, because a lot of people think is stress is anxiety, and that's far from the difference. You know, if a person experiences some intense anxiety, a lot of things will happen in their lives where they won't be able to even function, you know, to be able to go to work or be able to take care of their kids or to be able to even wake up to go to school or go to class or even eat, you know. So I just want to show you guys, and that you guys recognize that a few of the symptoms and a few of the behaviors of anxiety. So first I'm going to get, if you're not familiar, what are the 8 different anxieties, and let me see if I can remember off the top of my head. Anxiety disorder, that's what it is. Anxiety disorder and stress is different, is because the anxiety continued after 6 months. So say if I just lost my job after this grief, after all this pandemic, and I lost my job. And then, you know, I go to unemployment, I'm getting unemployment, and I'm still being able to get through, but I'm a little stressed because I lost my job, I'm on unemployment, and then I got to find a job. Well, if that continued for me to be depressed and have anxiety and work about me having a job after 6 months, and it's stopping me, preventing me from being able to find another job or being able to deal with a daily life. Now you're experience anxiety disorder, you know, and that's the difference from stress and anxiety disorder. You know, it's about fear, you know, the partner of fear and anxiety. That's the difference. Fear is more fight or flight, you know, and anxiety is things that's in the future that might happen. So you got anxiety disorder, you got separation anxiety. That's when the individual is afraid to leave themselves from an attachment figure. So if you got a little girl that's 3 or 4 years old that says, I don't want to leave for mommy, I don't want to leave for mommy, that's okay, because usually 3 years old don't want to leave from the mothers and parents. But if you got an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old talking about, I don't want to leave for mommy, I don't want to leave for mommy, she's having some separation anxiety. And that's what more separation anxiety. You have select mutism. That's where more individuals, kids are in school and they get put on the spot and they just don't want to speak because they're afraid, you know what I mean? They just be put on the spot and they just shut down. They literally just shut down. You know, that happened to us all in life. So, you know, if you're on a board, you get asked a question, and then if you don't have the answer, you just got shut down. And some teachers might think that will be in defiance, but literally in this kid's mind, he just shut down and they won't have no answers and they won't be able to talk. So they also have panic, phobia disorder, phobia anxiety. That's when you're afraid of a spider, and a spider, because of a spider, you won't go into the woods. Because of a spider, you might not go to work, or you might not go into your basement. You got a whole basement down there that you're afraid to live in because you're afraid of a spider. Or you won't go to the beach because you're afraid of shark. You know, that's different phobias that prevent you from living your everyday life. You got paranoid, social anxiety, phobia. You got panic disorder. That's when you panic. That's when a person is having so much severe anxiety and is worrying and his heart is beating fast and stuff. They start getting in a panic attack. Oh, I'm gonna die in this elevator. I'm gonna die in this elevator. I'm gonna die in this elevator, and then start having a panic attack. And sometimes people can go into a seizures, just by having a panic attack. So panic attacks are real bad. So a panic attack, social anxiety. Oh, social anxiety. A lot of kids even before this pandemic was experiencing social anxiety. Social anxiety is when you're afraid to go outside because you don't want to be scrutinized. You know what I mean? A lot of these kids don't want to go out because maybe kids want to go out. Oh, my hair's not done, so I'm not going to go out there because I don't want people to talk about my hair, or my shoes ain't this, or I talk like this, or they just don't want to be around anybody social because they don't want to be scrutinized, and they're afraid to even to communicate with individuals, and that's more communication skills too. But social anxieties, they just lack and afraid to be scrutinized. And then you have substance medication, agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is where you're afraid of two things. So you'll be afraid to go on the bus, but at the same time afraid to go into the hospitals. Afraid of two things that's for no reason, you're just afraid of it. And substance anxiety is when you're doing some substance, either medication, or you're doing some drugs that get you panicked. So a lot of people said, I ain't smoking no weed because weed get me paranoid. A lot of people that do coke, cocaine, that snorts cocaine and smokes crack cocaine gets paranoid a lot. So that's substance anxiety. So those are the descriptions of anxiety itself. So now I just want to go over a little bit of the behaviors that's involved with anxiety. When excessive anxiety, when a person works markedly exceeds the normal level of the client stage development. So, when somebody is 15 years old and he's afraid or she's afraid to go outside for no other reason, then they're experiencing some form of anxiety. A high level of motor tension, such as restlessness, tiredness, shakiness, muscle tension. That's a behavior, that's signs that if you see an individual going through that, then they're experiencing some high level of anxiety. When they're sitting up there shaking like this for no reason, sometimes I do it. You'll see my legs shaking like this, but because I'm experiencing some high anxiety, so I just take a couple little deep breaths and get it down. So specific fears, something that covers a wide range. Specific fears say, I ain't going outside because I don't want to catch corona. All right. But if you're going outside and you're not around nobody, how are you going to catch corona? Oh, well, I don't want to touch nothing. Well, if there's nothing to touch, how are you going to catch corona? So now they experience some form of anxiety about corona where they're afraid to even go outside, and that's not the case as far as we know now. So hopefully that won't be the case. I don't want to get don't quote me there on that one. But, that's a good one. And then we got the something happening to the parents, the attachment figures. You know what I mean? If you see somebody going out and, say if you're an essential worker and one of your kids saying, Mommy, Daddy, don't go to work. Mommy, Daddy, don't go to work because I don't want nothing to happen to you. They're experiencing separation anxiety, no matter even if how old they are. They're experiencing some anxiety because they're afraid that you guys might get hurt or come home with the corona, you know what I mean, and bring it to them. So not only you experience anxiety of afraid of catching it at work, your kids are afraid of anxiety because they're afraid that you're going to catch it and something's going to happen to you, and then or your partners, and I'm saying that you're going to bring it and give it back to them. So remember that, different behaviors, and just recognize these different things, to be able to deal with this anxiety. And now I just wanted to show you that as counselors, this isn't no made up stuff. So, it's, as a counselor, I'm not about one size fits all. Whatever works for me might not work for you. So what we do is we go around looking at books, evidence-based books and strategies that says that, this is what you could do, to help these individuals. This is what you could do to help these individuals. So I want you guys to know, I'm trying to give you guys the tools and the strategies to be able to help yourself. And these is one of the books that I use as a counselor, and it's called Managing Intense and Anxiety Workshops. And these are evidence-based strategies, but what I do is I put my own flavor to it, because as counselors, it's all about culturally consideration, where in one household you could be able to have 4 or 5 different cultures, so you got to meet them where they're at. So you could take a lot of things what they're doing from here and just exhibit it around yourself. Now, this doesn't make you a therapist, and you would need a whole lot more situation, experience and help to deal with your situation, but at least it will help you out, and you will recognize what anxiety is. So, one part of anxiety, do you worry all the time? Imagine yourself in the worst case scenario. Worry about what might happen. Worry about being embarrassed. Anticipated the worst. Do you judge yourself? Do you evaluate your behavior? Focus on your flaws. Compare yourself with others. Ignore your positive qualities. Do you believe you're not doing enough? Do you feel like you should be working harder? Do you hate making mistakes? Do you feel burned in pursuing your goals? I say, or should, I could, I would. These are things that assessments that they ask you in these books, and you will be surprised how many yes and you experience, and you won't even recognize that you have some severe anxiety. Now, I could just say laid off yes on all them bad boys, worry about all the time. So, some people do worry all the time. Do you think of the worst case scenario? Of course we do. Do you anticipate the worst? Of course we do. But how much do that affects you in your daily lives? And a lot of times you will recognize and say, oh, bad, that is affecting me serious. So, these are just different things and behaviors that we got to recognize that's involved with us. But we also have strategies and tools to be able to help with this, anxiety. And learning common skills and, common strategies, like muscle relaxation, like guided imagery, like there's different ways to be able to deal with your anxieties, but what works for me might not work for you. So sometimes, I'm so helpful and thankful again for my Aunt Jardine, GLO, good looking out, my Steelers, all you haters. Sometimes I just get anxious, even when I'm just here doing work, and I'll just start grabbing something, to squeeze on and stuff like that. So it's about, even when we started off at the thing, I said breathing. Deep breaths. Deep breaths is one of the best things to help, pace breathing, different ways of breathing and dealing with your situation is a serious way to help, If you're arguing and fighting, develop key conflicts that's, if you having arguments with somebody, and especially, we're all locked in the house and we're going to have all these triggers, kids going to be arguing with each other and dealing with this, causing all these anxieties. So if you got one specific family member or a kid that you're dealing with, have a whole family session where you guys are all sitting around and write a list of, what bothers you about this person, what are you going to do about the list? How can we help it out? What triggers the fears, process the list, and then come up with a resolution to fix it, These are things that you guys can be able to do at home to make it a little bit easier with yourself, just sitting up there instead of just stressing it out, coming arguing with people, becoming irritated, causing you mad problems and mad mishaps and for no reasons, and you be ready to shake somebody or kick somebody or bite somebody's ear off, Mike Tyson them for no reason. So just be careful of what you do and recognize, there's ways to help, there's constructive ways to respond to fear. You guys got to remember the constructive ways to respond to that. So if you're afraid of getting coronas, what are you going to do? Are you just going to sit in the house all day? You can't do that. I don't care if you're a kid or an adult. You can't sit in a house all day. Your parents is going to sit up there and serve you, and that's what you're going to do with your kids. Eventually, you're going to have to get out. The only reason why we're not getting out right now is because we don't want to overwhelm, the health departments, you know what I mean? And find out and get a little bit more experience of what's going on with this disease, because we don't know, and who's it's affecting, and it's a lot going on. So we definitely want to practice social distance, but you also want to practice not being antisocial either. You know what I mean? There's multiple ways where you can still be social, where you could deal with your anxiety. And that's where here at Fresh Start we implement media literacy, where we're teaching you how to promote and use the media more in constructive and productive ways. So there are ways to deal with your anxiety. We have creative expressive therapy here. You know what I mean? If you write and get into a song, if you're a rapper, get into a song of how you feeling every day. I wake up in the morning, I ain't got nothing to eat, but I'm still got shoes on my feet. You know what I mean? That's an old school rap. But find different ways, poetry, journal. That's a different way of what makes you scared every day. When you wake up in the morning, what makes you scared? And then find out the next day to find out if that's the same thing that's consistent. So at least You don't know what's making you scared every day, what's making your heartbeat race, what's making you tireless, what's making you irritable. We got to start recognizing what's wrong with us. And then we got to be able to get the tools and the strategies to help deal with ourselves, man, because I got a lot of anxiety. I experience anxiety every day, every day, mentally, physically, spiritually. I prepare myself to deal with my stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know who follows me on Instagram, but I put it out there. Wake up in the morning, I do my meditation. That helps me deal with my stuff. I come work out. That helps me deal with my stuff. I watch what I eat. That helps me deal with my stuff. So there's a bunch of tools and strategies that I use to help me experience and deal with my anxiety. So you guys got to be able to get some tools and strategies to help you with your anxiety, you know what I mean? And the narrative approach is one good way, If you experience some grief and you didn't have a chance to say goodbye to somebody, I'm going to go into grief and the trauma starting on next Friday, but I'll go into more of that. But, that's a part of anxiety, that brings out the grief and brings out the trauma in people. And the anxiety, just worrying about a loved one, will bring all that. So, there's a lot of things that we could do as individuals to be able to make sure we're good. So I just want to let y'all know about that anxiety. So I'm going to give you your work. I want you to find something to do before next Friday, and I want to let you know that, that it's okay. This ain't called homework. This is called your work. I want you to sit with your family. Do some breathing exercises, working on out, you know what I mean? Do some creative expressive therapy. Use the media together to make a little video, to make a little happy video of showing what you're doing with Corona, you know what I mean? I challenge you guys, you know what I mean? Even, I want you guys right now to comment me, just ask, you know what I mean? We got a question in the Q&A that's going to be coming up, for you guys, in a minute or two. And we want you guys, just ask or comment, let me know what is affecting you. How is this Corona affecting you in your life? What are you dealing with your Corona to give you through the anxieties? And, what are you doing? Give some comments, or if you got questions regarding with me with anxiety, and then we'll get at it. So go to freshstart508.org, you know what I mean? Donate your, represent, your essential worker. Go and donate. FreshStart508.org. Commercial break. We'll be back sooner than later.
All right, and now on the count of three, one more time, on the count of three, we're gonna say just ask, okay? 1, 2, 3. Just ask! Just ask!
Anybody can do it. Just ask. Just ask. I know. You can do it. Just ask.
Just ask! Just ask! Just ask! Just ask!
I do it all the time. Ask for help whenever I need it. Just ask. All you gotta do is just ask.
Oh, here we are back again. What's going on there, my Fresh Start family? You know what I mean? We back again. Right now, we're opening up for questions, answers, comments, anything that you guys got to say to me, you know, put it on out there. Let me know hi, what's up, you know. Let me know what's going on, because I want you guys to remember, this show isn't about me. I don't want to be sitting up here talking. I don't want to be sitting up here talking about me and just over here trying to lecture y'all. I need for y'all to ask me questions, you know what I mean? Let me know what's going on with you guys, you know. How did you guys get through this weekend? What did you do on the weekend? So that way other people can know what to do on weekend, how to entertain themselves, how to deal with their anxieties. It's good to hear from other people, you know, to keep it going. So if there's any questions, any comments, you know what I mean? Y'all just let me know. Anybody saying hi over there, y'all? Or anybody saying hi?
Yeah, we got Dorothy Ware saying hi.
Oh, what's on there, Auntie Dot? Much love, much love.
We got David Kaiser saying what up, big brother.
What's up, little brother? I see you. You know what I mean? My brother from another mother. Much love. I hope the family's well. You know, so hi to mom and dad, and you know my love is for them. You know, much love.
We got Curtis Bradley saying what up, cuz.
Hey, what up, Colonel Kurt? Say you falling the whole way. I hope you got that blender. You know what I mean? Like I show people on Instagram. I call it the ghetto juicer, where I just take my blender. I'll take broccoli, celery, cucumbers, carrot, all these berries and all these things, and I just throw it in the blender, and then I just drink it down, because I tell people it ain't about your taste, you know, it's about your health, you know, and I just drink a nice little good liter of that, and I'm getting all the energy. So I recommend that, the ghetto juicer, you know, to all the people that ain't trying to go through all that juicer and put all that problem. Throw your vegetables, clean them, throw them in that blender, wash them off, and just drink them. You don't need no V8 or none of that store stuff, because you're getting sugar and all that added stuff. So you want some natural stuff, all you got to do is drink a glass of that, and you're getting all your vitamins and your nutrients you have, man. Because remember, this is your temple. You only get one of this. When one of these goes, or one of these body parts goes, you know, I know you might get a heart transplant, you know, different transplants, but you know, when these goes, man, it goes, you know. So you got to make sure you take care of yourself. You are what you eat, from your head down to your feet. So, you know, remember that. So, you know, much love, cuz, you know what I mean. And anybody else saying no love out?
Yeah, we got Carrie Ndertu saying, hey Derek, good to see you.
Oh, my pleasure, my brother. What's up, Carrie? Okay, I hope all is well, family's well. Everything's good, you know, just trying to be out here to create this platform for individuals to give them help. So you got any kids or you got any teenagers that just need questions to ask, I'm going to come up with a platform where I'm going to use my my children and my nieces and nephews and kids to be able to come up here and ask some questions and have you guys talk with them. So, you know, these kids are in my household, so we don't need to social distance from each other. But I'm going to have a platform one day so you can hear from the kids and you guys can know what they've been experiencing. The way I be talking to them, they look like I'm, you know, got two heads. Now, if somebody else would be telling them the same thing I'm telling them, they'd be listening, boy. I say, you know, your daddy's a counselor, you know, your uncle's a counselor, you know, I got all these certificates, and y'all looking at me like I don't know SHIT, you know. These kids are a trip. They looking at me like I'm crazy, you know. It's beautiful weather. They say this is some snow and all that stuff supposed to be coming next weekend. So be on point for that. Oh, hell, they gonna have snow in May. Stuff don't make no sense. But going back to any questions, any more answers, any comments, anybody?
We got Jerry. He said, any suggestions on finding a culturally sensitive counselor? How important is this?
See, multicultural, that's the most important thing, because a lot of people, you know, their counselors don't recognize, you know, isn't familiar with their community. You know what I mean? And what we do is we practice multicultural therapy here, and what that is going on into the individual's cultures, because you can have one household, right? You could say African household, and you could have one gang member. You could have one religious person, individual. You could have one LGBT individual. You could have one gamer individual. So you got four individuals that's involved with four different cultures, all living in the same household. So if you think that you could bring that same culture representation to these individuals and they're all living in the same household, you're wrong. So it's more than just even looking at the color. You know, the color is big too. If your counselor, if you don't look like your counselor, a lot of these minorities don't think that you understand and you can't recognize where they're coming from. But I'm in total disagreements with that. You know, it's about as a counselor throwing empathy and compassion. But one place I would shout out there is called Multicultural Wellness Center, because they look like their community. It's a diverse field of clinicians, you know, mentors and etc. that you know, that does an amazing job. So you got to find and do your homework of what agencies that's culturally friendly, you know, and culturally component, because a lot of individuals won't even go to counseling because all the individuals look a certain way, you know. So I'm a black Irish man, so don't get me started about cultures and colors and race and all that. But I know what the system is and the lack of trust, you know. And you look at the black Irish man, so look at the cultures and colors and race and all that. But I know what the system is. And you looking for a black male counselor in certain agencies, you might not even find that. I remember I worked with the public schools. I was in alternatives. 90% minority population that was in the school, and I was the only black dude there. Just the public school. Yes, and alternative schools. 99% minority population.